let's go ahead and bring Jared up here. Let's hear it for Jared.
So sweet. Can you sit?
Here you go, buddy. You got your mic there.
I like it.
All right, so this is Jared.
Hi.
Jared is a musician. He has been in a front man of a band called The Scandals. He has a solo career, and he also does another band called Mercy Union.
Yeah.
We've known Jared. He's kind of been in the Jetty universe for a couple years now, and he really embodies the the whole ethos of Jetty. You went kind of from the Scandals, and you started doing a solo thing a couple years ago. You put out that record, Past Lives, Past Lines, back in probably late 2015. You had already played down here. You had played the HopSauce Festival,
Yeah.
I think in 2014. And I feel like when you first took it to the solo thing, it was kind of like the same aggression that you were using. You were playing Scandal songs, the same kind of aggression. You were attacking it in the same way. But in that time, when that solo record came out, it seemed like you had really like smoothed off the edges a little bit without losing like your voice of who you were. It was still Jared Hart, but you were writing really a little more personal stuff, and that was a beautiful record.
Thank you.
So talk about that for a minute.
The solo thing kind of went hand in hand with, thing with the Scandals was when I was 14, I realized this was the only thing I ever wanted to do. And when shit started hitting the fan, I wasn't going to let anyone else stop that. So when it came to members leaving, I had to figure it out. When it came to fans breaking down, I had to figure it out. And it got to a point where I had these songs that I never intended to release. It was kind of like, I always wanted the Scandals to be the band that everyone went after work or after school, whatever you had, that, and you felt good being there, and you kind of left all that at the door. And I had all these songs where that stuff came right in the door and was right in your face, and a lot of heavy stuff. And I was like, I'll put them on the shelf, and those will just be things for me. And I ended up with an opportunity or two to take it outside of that realm and go on tour, and I figured, I guess I have to have a product. I guess I should release these songs, and it was probably the weirdest, craziest thing I ever had to do.
We should mention he was Rocky in the chapter.
In the chapter, yeah.
Rocky's from New Brunswick. He knows how to swim. He's spent some time down here on the island, right?
Oh, I was going to say, people from New Brunswick know how to swim better than Bayonne.
No.
I ain't swimming in that river either.
Come down.
You swimming in the Raritan?
No.
Rocky has spent some time down on the island. We were discussing
Yeah.
that today. It's good to have both you guys down here.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Thank
so,
You get to a place like New Jersey where you can go to the beach, you can go to the city, you can be in New York anytime you want. And especially the music. The music was a big part too. The fact that there was such a thriving scene here. I mean, growing up, we were all like, do we have to move to California to be in a band? And it was a real discussion we had. And we realized when bands started blowing up out of New Jersey around us that weren't just older bands, we were like, shit, I guess maybe we could stay here.
Splitting headache screams. From mom and dad, we just stopped and we said as the bodies turned to steam. And I feel all that you need. You see, maybe stand by me.
for the Jetty guys, they started a surf and lifestyle brand in New Jersey, 15 years ago. There was no blueprint for that coming out of here. They had to blaze their own trail before they could even, walk that path. So they did all that. And, with punk music and folk music, there's no blueprint for that. I mean, unless you were to maybe go to like performing arts school, which it's not what you did, there really isn't, a set blueprint for that. And you have to pretty much draw your own map for that.
Completely. And it was one of the things that, years ago, the first time I heard of Jetty was I had a roommate in college named Duffy, who was a shipyard ship bottom lifeguard, and he had Jetty stuff. And when we met and hooked up with Red Bull and in turn met all the Jetty guys, I was like, wait a minute. Duff Man was wearing, it was an instant connection. And the coolest thing about it was every time you met someone, it wasn't someone talking about a brand. It was someone talking about someone involved with it. Like, oh, Corey's my guy. Jeremy's the best. John's awesome. And it was never like, oh yeah, it's just a cool thing I pick up, which is how I've always treated the band. It's supposed to be a personal thing. Like, everyone that comes to shows, I want them to know that they're just as important as the person playing the show. And I think that's lost on a lot of people when they have those kind of goals, where if it's that important and it's that personal, you kind of want people to realize that. And I think that's something that this company does too.
But a lot of hurdles that you have to overcome.
Too many.
And there's nobody you push that off
No.
on. It all comes down on you.
No, and unfortunately, yeah, it's mostly, it comes down. It becomes an obsession instead of just a hobby or even a career. You know, you can change careers at any time, and when it's an obsession, there's no option. So, power to anyone with that obsession, because it can take you over in the good and the bad, that's for sure.
Rock witness a couple minutes, but thank you again.
It's called
Once
Basements.
again, the Jetty guys, thank you so much for having us.
Backed up, drawn out. I'm waiting in the car. Your blood, my drought. In the cards, we're falling apart. It's gonna be bad, I get it. Have you lost your? Gonna be bad, I get it. Have you lost your mind? Yeah. Feet first, dead last. I'm wondering who you're with. This woman's gonna keep getting me in trouble. Your corner's gonna get me out of bed. Dead, dead. It's gonna be bad, I get it. Have you lost your? Gonna be bad, I get it. Have you lost your mind? Tell on the sun, written down the lines. Water is in your eyes, what I'm reading wine. Bodies intertwined, I know you're mine. I'll be there, I'll be there. When you say that you wanna go home, doesn't mean back where you came from. When you say that you wanna go home, doesn't mean back where you came. When you say that you wanna go home, doesn't mean back where you came from. When you say that you wanna go home, where you came from. Tell on the stars, written down the lines. Water's in your eyes, what I'm reading wine. Bodies intertwined, know you're mine. I'll be there, I'll be there. Tell on the stars, written down the lines. Water's in your eyes, what I'm reading wine. Bodies intertwined, know you're mine. I'll be there, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there.
right, one more time. Let's hear it for these guys.